Hello and welcome to this morning taste challenge. This will be Tuesday. This is Tuesday, but this will be for Friday. And then on Thursday, I plan to do Thursday one day. Then Saturday for Saturday and Sunday for Sunday. It's just easier that way. Saturday, I like to go here, there, everywhere. You know, people go here, I go over there, here, there. I don't feel like doing a taste challenge in the afternoon or late morning. I just do the morning dawn busters and get that out the way. Sunday, same thing, doing Stout Sunday. If I do that and then watching baseball all day, it's just easier now to do it. And then next week, go back to Tuesday, then Tuesday for Wednesday, Thursday for Friday, blah, 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 so on and so on. Anyway, don't get excited because this is not something to be excited about. Maybe dismayed. This could be something to be dismayed about or depressed. You know, you say, well, I'm feeling bad. Well, let me tell you what, after I drink these, I'm going to feel worse than you. I'm not saying that to put these down. I bought them, didn't I? Charcoal Perfected, JW Dance Charcoal Perfected. I blended whiskey with natural flavors and caramel color. What are the natural flavors? Who knows? But I mean, by reading the Tax and Trade Bureau website, they're saying American blended whiskey can have up to 2.5% blending sherry. It doesn't say and other flavors. It just says that. So could it be some kind of exotic and strange blending sherry? Yeah, probably. And caramel color, well, we know what that is. Caramel is sugar that's browned in a pan. They make food coloring out of it. But don't think there's a factory where they got somebody with a pan on a stove and they got a spatula and they're moving the sugar around. We're talking about a major industrial thing. These companies buy caramel color as a commodity. Okay, I guess you could buy it too, maybe if you're doing home brewing or something. Add it to the beer, make it a darker appearance. I don't know. What do I know for caramel color? Gran Legacy American Blend, introduced in 2006. I found that out doing some trademark research, and specifically first used in commerce June 30th, 2006. June 30th, 2006. And the owner is CVS Pharmacy. They hold the trademark for this. They own the trademark. You say, I didn't know CVS Pharmacy had a distillery. Guess what? They don't. But it's contracted out, of course, just like Winn-Dixie, WD Groceries does contracting. Albertsons has their own line of liquors. Maybe two. I haven't checked on that. And most of these companies are doing it with the same company. We'll talk about that in a minute. It says the Legacy Distilling Company, Louisville, Kentucky. Right. It's really Sazerac. All right, Sazerac must make, who knows, maybe that's where they make most of their money, from contract distilling. I mean, that sounds like they could just make a bundle of money. They're doing all the liquor for Winn-Dixie, all the liquor for Albertsons, which is a huge grocery chain stretching all the way from Idaho down to Louisiana and even further east. All the liquor for CVS Pharmacy, because some CVS Pharmacies sell liquor. Louisiana, yeah, it's on the aisle, just like buying a box of cereal or some hairspray. You don't have to go and say to the lady, I want that behind the counter. No, just grab it, go bring it to the checkout and buy it. Unless it's some stuff that is liable to be stolen, like Crown Royal, they got it locked in a case, a glass case. Like at Walmart today, the Crown Royal is locked away because I guess they study what people steal, you know. I have a ruthless regard for criminals. I just want you to know that. Nina Yordi says, must have come with a long receipt. Makes sense being a drugstore. Good morning. Yeah, it was $11. It was $10.99 plus tax on special, as they say in merry old England. We say on sale, but it was $10.99. I think, it's more than that, but I said for $10.99, it might be terrible, but that's no loss. Surprisingly, it wasn't terrible. It was just Highly questionable. Daryl says CVS in California has a pretty good selection. Oh, so they sell liquor there too? Okay. Some states it's absolutely forbidden. In some parishes in this state, it's forbidden. If you go to St. Bernard Parish, or as the people that live there call it, the people who live there call it the parish. It's like, where do you live? The parish. Oh, and as opposed to all the other 63 parishes, which are just a parish, you live in the parish, or as they pronounce it, the parish. Good morning again, says Daryl. Good morning to you. Okay, so anyway, this, like I said, this is Tuesday for Friday. I got baseball coming on Friday at 6 Central. Or if you'd rather watch Alex's Food, they got a food thing. I don't remember what it is. Only the old school drugstores still have liquor licenses in Rhode Island. Okay, so there is some of that then. Okay. Louisiana, they all sell alcohol. Beer, wine, and liquor. Katz and Bestoff used to sell it, but they got bought out by Rite Aid. And then Rite Aid kind of like disappeared from around here. And then Walgreens, of course, has their liquor section with their limited limited selection, very limited selection, and their sky high prices, which is why I never go to CVS. I meant to say Walgreens to buy anything liquor related. Well, all their prices are high. I bought something simple and it was like, why would I? This is you crazy, Walgreens. You crazy with your prices. Okay, CVS seemed to have much better prices. And then they stopped selling tobacco because they wanted to be the major virtue signalers of America. And they said, CVS said, we're no longer going to sell tobacco. And we're going to get rid of all our tobacco. They had it all like 90% off. Ha ha ha. But they'll sell liquor, you know. But anyway, I don't want to get into all this political stuff. I mean, I do want to, but I'm not going to. Oh yeah. Okay, I'll sell that. All right. How's this going to work out? Well, my prediction is they're both strange, odd, weird, eccentric, unusual, and bizarre. But that being said, the Grand Legacy has a less offensive flavor than the Charcoal Perfected. I don't mean the Grand Legacy tastes correct. It tastes like everything you never wanted to drink in whiskey. And even more of what you didn't want to drink. If somebody asks you, hey, mister, or hey, ma'am, what does whiskey taste like? Don't give them this, because you're giving the wrong impression. And definitely don't give them the Charcoal Perfected. If they want to know what whiskey tastes like, give them some prototype like Jack Daniels, or Jim Beam, or Crown Royal, or Jameson, or Johnny Walker Red Label. Give them something that they could base things on. You understand? Don't give them some bizarre item like this. I'm not even telling you to buy some bizarre item like this. I think I would even recommend that you not buy a bizarre item like this. But then you might say, yeah, but I'm like you. If it's weird, I'm buying it. Yeah, I know. And it's really weird. It's a label that makes no sense. There's a shield. Well, I like shields. You know, Captain America throws his mighty shield. And then there's a shield or a crest on top of the shield. And it's got a copper pot still, which is comical. If you know anything about whiskey production, a copper pot still with this is comical. It's so funny. And then there's a crown. Because we all know how Kentucky's part of the British Empire, right? Well, I mean, they were until 1776. See what I mean? Like the labels don't make no sense. All right, Charcoal Perfected. If this is perfected, I would hate to see the imperfected one. Can you imagine what it tasted like before they perfected it? Holy smokes. I'm not saying it's the worst thing I ever tasted, but it's And I even made the argument that you could say it's a B minus. I ain't saying it's a gold digger, but it ain't messing with no broke. You know, it's just not right. Like the comedian used to say, that's not right. But you could even take things that aren't right and make a B minus out of them, I guess, if you have no standards. See, it's a lot easier to do these when you don't have standards. If you have standards, then you avoid these products. You say, I wouldn't lower myself to that. But then you miss out on all the fun. Peace and love from Colorado. Thank you for sharing your experiences with us. I really love Odell Brewing Company, says Silhouette. I wish we could get Odell's products here, but oh, well, we can't get Odell. Okay. Notice the rich caramel appearance, the rich caramel color. Imagine that. This is what you get from 4 years of barrel aging. They have to be at least 4 years old because neither one of them has an age statement. And what's the rule? What's the rule in America? I am in America. Well, if they don't have an age statement, it has to be at least 4 years old. The straight whiskeys, I don't mean the grain spirits, those can be unaged, but the straight whiskeys in the blend have to be at least 4 years old. But don't fool yourself. This rich caramel color is not coming from the barrels. It's coming from caramel color. In other words, food coloring. Oh, you say it just gets worse the more you go. This whole thing gets worse. Oh, yes, I never claimed that it would get better. And so the same thing here. The rich caramel color, except it's lighter. Now, which one is which? Is the Grand Legacy darker? I mean, this one is a shade darker. I mean, no, it's a half a shade darker. It's not even a shade darker. All right. So I'm just expecting strange versus weird, odd versus unusual, perplexing versus confusing, aberrant versus abnormal. You know what I'm saying? But the key differentiation here is going to be one variable. You say, what's the variable? The enjoyment level of the flavor. In other words, Grand Legacy is going to have a better flavor than the Charcoal Perfected. Now, notice I didn't say Grand Legacy is going to have a good flavor. I say it's going to have a better flavor than the other one. Although I think Grand Legacy does have an arguably good flavor. Now, I don't want the whiskey people watching this. You know what I mean? To people that have the real good whiskey channels and they do real deep insights on whiskey, bourbon whiskey, Tennessee whiskey, even American blended, but they don't mess with that. You know, they have standards. Canadian blended, if they want to make a quick joke, have an easy target. Well, actually, some of them do give fair evaluation of Canadian whiskey, Scotch and Irish whiskey and so forth. Japanese, yes. They're gonna make a real good video, and I watch them. I watch the videos. I watch all the videos basically. I'm gonna make the meat. I'm gonna make all the meat. You know what I mean? Just keep stirring the pot so that the sauce doesn't burn. But they're not gonna lower themselves to fool around with this stuff. And I don't blame them for that. I actually respect them for that. But here I am in the gutter. All right. Gritty Shaker says, how far are you from the hurricane coming? Pretty far out. I think it's going to miss us, but you never know. These predictions are always wrong. Like, seems like they're always wrong. Like the other one's coming straight for y'all. And then all the rain was in Florida. What was our hurricane experience like yesterday? Sunny sky, a slight breeze. Felt nice, beautiful weather. I said, I wish we get hurricanes like this every day. Okay, so you just can't go by their predictions. You just have to watch the radar and see where it's going. You know, like, here it is. And you just hope that it doesn't come your way. What else can you do? The news, they got to fill time. So they're going to say, oh, our models show this, our models show that. Michael Corleone said this, Michael Corleone said that. So I said, yeah, sure. But it was all lies. I made it all up. You know, that's the level you're dealing with these hurricane predictions. Wait a minute. I was in the olive oil business with his father, but that was a long time ago. All right. This one smells like whiskey. Meaning when I say this smells like whiskey, I mean it smells like corn liquor, corn distillate. Yeah, kind of like that corn distillate they let us smell and taste at Bardstown 1790 Distillery in the spring of 2017. It was uncut, no water added. It was like 190 proof. Oh, woo. I said, should we be drinking out the same glass together? But like she was letting the people on it. She said the germs won't survive on that glass. All right, probably more like wishful thinking. But I said, oh, whoa! When you taste it, it'll bring you to one knee. But they cut it with water, you know what I mean, and they bring it down to 80 proof. And the girl, I say the girl, well, she was about 26. The girl, she says, you know what kind of water they use? I said, yeah, tap water. She said, right, out the faucet. Okay, same thing with Budweiser. I was on a tour in St. Louis. Do you know where this water comes from? I said, the Mississippi River. Right. And we all know how clean Mississippi River water is. Okay, it just smells like whiskey, but it's like very corn-oriented, grain alcohol, ethanol note. What about the rich charred oak? Yeah, this would not be the one to buy. What about the nectar and the honeysuckle and the flowers? Pourquoi the flowers? Once again, don't buy this. But it has some, you know, approximations of all those things. It's just not a particularly close approximation. Now let's go to this one. I know what this one's going to be. I'm already getting mentally prepared for the traumatization. Why would you want to make a whiskey that smells like nut oil? Now, you can literally go to the grocery store and buy peanut oil. And you can pay a lot more money and buy other nut oils, coconut oil. It does kind of smell like coconut oil or walnut oil, all kind of stuff. And you could, but oh, this is so bizarre. This is like the Some Bizarre show at 2:30 a.m. on Night Flight in 1982 on USA Network. I don't know, but I've been told in the heat of the day a man died of cold. This does not smell right. Now, I want to say this very clearly. It does not smell bad. On its own smell merits. You know what I'm saying? On its own olfactory aroma merits, it does not smell bad. But the cognitive dissonance comes from you thinking whiskey and you smelling this. And it's like, you feel like Patty Hearst. You're going to rat everybody out and hold a machine gun on camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know, where do I go? Who do I turn to? What do I do here? I think she faked her kidnap. Oh, I didn't say that. Maybe it's made with low-cost hazelnut oil. Yeah. But then the problem there is that if you look at the Tax and Trade Bureau website, it only allows for caramel color added. I read it, clear as a bell. May utilize up to 2.5% blending sherry. That's what I'm saying, caramel. Blending sherry. Could a blending sherry provoke this sort of smell? I suppose. When you're a stranger. Let's go with the taste. I already know what it is. I'm telling you right now. This is Grand Legacy. This is Charcoal Perfected. See, I got it nailed down now. You thought you had me down, but I escaped. I stole a mailbox and put it in my shed because it was hiding secrets about me. Look, I'm going to look at the bottom of this. It is not going to say CP. It will not say Charcoal Perfected. It's going to be the other whiskey. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. CP, charcoal perfected. I knew. On aroma only. Yeah. Now I got to taste it. Just for a perfunctory reason, because I've already determined which is which. It doesn't. It tastes like a Sazerac blended whiskey. Which means corn liquor, corn whiskey, corn spirits. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Flavored with some young Sazerac bourbon. Well, in this case, 4 years is not really young. Not so young. Probably like ancient age. You say, what about old charter? Well, maybe some old charter that didn't come out right, something like that. Probably benchmark, you know? Yeah. Benchmark, ancient age, something like that. So you're taking your benchmark or your ancient age. Let's say you let it go another year, extra year. You go 4 years because you got to have a little something there. Then when you blend it with the doggone grain alcohol, and they told me at Barton 1792 Distillery, they told me they got there. I said, where do you get your grain neutral spirits? From Lawrenceburg, Indiana, MGP? The girl looked at me like a laser light. She said, yes. I said, I figured that. What could she say? No. I caught it. Yeah, she wasn't trying to hide it, but I guess that's not like a thing that people bring up at the tour. Where do you get your grain neutral spirits? From MGP? He was like, yes. I was like, uh-huh. Oh, I knew it had to be the case because she said they no longer did the vodka on site. Because they had this big column still that was abandoned. She said, all our vodka used to be made here, but we don't no longer use it. Well, I have enough sense to know they still have vodka from Sazerac. So I say it comes from MGP. All right. Yeah. All right. This. Oh, you ought to kill. All right. This thing, this Heaven Hill thing, man, it's so quintessential Heaven Hill, meaning what? That it's wrong. Everything is wrong. It's got that honeydew melon. Right now it's coming out. Where that comes from, I don't know. It's got the strange thing nut oil flavor, of which I do not know the origin. Ooh, woo. Ooh, woo, you're a mean one. Mr. Charcoal Perfected, you're a mean one. Mr. Charcoal. Whoa. Oh, no. You say yes, but I'm going to be like the Beatles. I'm going to say no. You say high, and I'm going to say low, 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 low. But ain't nobody going to say yes to this. You say, well, it was in the store. It was on the shelf at that liquor store in Mississippi. Yes, it was. How many bottles of this do you think they sell a year at that liquor store in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi? I'm going to say 3. Just a rough guess. I think every 4 months they sell 1 bottle. And they buy a 6-pack. You get a case of 6 bottles. So I would say they're buying 2 cases every year. A case a year. What am I saying? A case every 2 years. One case every 2 years, and they got it. Right? You said, well, what are they selling over there? Crown Royal, 1,001. Seagram's Gin, 800 to 1. Jack Daniels, 550 to 1. Jim Beam, 790 to 1. You know what I'm saying? That's the ratio. It exists. It's on the shelf. Even the guy kind of gave me a sideways glance when I said it. I said, I want to get this. He's looking at me like, uh-huh. Yeah. And he's trying, it's like it's almost like he's thinking, what's his angle? Got no angle. You got it on the shelf, dude. When I bought the Sunnybrook over there in Orange, Texas, on US Highway 90, business route, eastbound, I brought that Sunnybrook liter. It was like $6.59 a liter. She said, I never seen anybody. It was like covered with dust. I never seen anybody buy this one. And I said, I believe that. That's what I told her. I believe that. Oh boy. John Martin says, message retracted. I wanna thank you for retracting that message, whatever it said. Wish I could retract every message I post. All right, let's see. Now which one's better? You hate to use the word better. But clearly the Grand Legacy is a lot nicer. It's just like regular old, substandard whiskey. And I don't mean that in a negative way, because that's what you're going to get for $10.99, a handle bottle. I mean, nobody's going into CVS pharmacy and saying, I just love this beautiful plastic bottle. It's got so much cachet to it. It's what I want to impress my guests with tonight at the dinner party. We're having a fondue. We're having a fondue party. Yeah, no one does that. They go to CVS and buy this because it's New Year's Eve and they're doing Jell-O shots. That's why they buy it. I don't know why anybody buys this. It's in a glass bottle. It actually has a credible looking label in some respects. But then again, within the last week, I saw somebody with a serious face. He wasn't in there joking. He wasn't playing games, buying a bottle of Heaven Hill Kentucky blended whiskey. And he wanted that one. He told the sales clerk, the woman, that's the one. No, to the left, That's it. That's it. Next to the 10 high. I'm watching this. Next to the 10 high. I'm thinking, wow, people buy this and they're adamant about it. So just goes to show you, Strange. It is sort of getting better the more I drink it. You say, because you're getting drunk. You're old drunk. No, I don't mean that. I mean, over the tastings. Like, this is what, the 5th tasting now? Well, the 6th, if you include the solo review, without a challenge. What I mean is, like, now that I've gotten past the initial shock of the flavor, and it's a shock, you're kind of like stunned, so you're disoriented for about a week. Then you can say, oh, okay. I guess they drank it. You're still trying to figure out quite why, but you start to kind of like not be so repulsed. Have you reviewed Ezra Brooks? No, I haven't, but it's definitely on the to buy list with about 1,000 other brands. I mean, I can't get to everything. I cannot. It's impossible. Ezra Brooks, want to try it. Zachariah Harris, want to try it. Rebel Yell, want to try it. I'm sure I'll probably get rid of that name. I'm so tricky because it says Rebel Yell. It reminds me of what happened in American history. But, there's a lot of stupid people in the world. Elijah Craig, all the other Evan Williams brands. Oh, I could go on and on. I could go on and on for 4 hours without notes. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get to it. The funny thing about the Gran Legacy, it does smooth out as you drink it down. I mean, it starts off, whoa, harsh. But then I know people are putting ice in it right off the bat. They're not drinking it neat. No way. No way, Jose. They're probably mixing it with Coke, Hawaiian Punch, Delaware Punch, RC Cola, Dr. Pepper, Yoo-hoo. I don't know. Who knows what they're mixing it with. But they're not drinking it straight, neat. But it does settle down and become nearly credible. I don't want you to get the wrong impression. But it's okay. Wouldn't recommend it, but I wouldn't run. 1099 of handle. That's fine, you know. Oh, the retracted message was about the hurricane. Oh, I don't mind that. No, nobody does fondue anymore or Jello molds. Right. I remember somebody did a fabulous crab mold. No, sorry, shrimp mold in 1989 for a New Year's Eve party we went to. That New Year's Eve party wasn't really that good because they were outside shooting guns, and I didn't really feel comfortable with them firing off all kind of weapons for New Year's Eve. I would have rather fireworks. And so there's a lot of questionable things. But the shrimp mold that she made, this lady, it was just unbelievable. It was so good. I just remember that as the highlight of the night. And then plus it's 1990 now, you know, now we're going into the 90s and all of that. But and I believe the Saints beat the Rams in the playoff, not the playoffs, but the last game of the year, right? On the last second field goal, which was exciting. But that's another story. But they missed the play. Oh, they made the playoffs. That's right, with an 8-8 record. The first year the NFL expanded the playoffs, and they lost the playoff game to the Bears. I thought it was a terrible call, but they didn't have replay at the time. But I just remember that shrimp mold. Fondue, I miss fondue because I went to some very nice fondue parties. I really like it. Plastic containers are common at Tupperware parties. Yeah, that's true. Like water's common at a swim party. Stay safe from the weather. I am, buddy boy. PM, thank you. Well, go away, get the hint, Satan. But I'm dramatic and it's all done for showmanship. I do dramatize it and make it into this big thing. But then I think if you taste these two, you'd be like, no, you're not dramatizing it. You downplayed it. It's much worse. You might say that. It's way more of an atrocity of mankind than you made it out to be. Well, anyway, the bottom line is charcoal perfected from J.W. Dant tastes nothing like Grand Legacy. I'd hate to find what the regular Legacy tastes like. This is the Grand Legacy. Can you imagine what the regular Legacy tastes like? The Grand Legacy is the clear winner. Plus, it's cheaper. So, buy it. Pennies on the dollar. We're not talking about any kind of serious money. But Grand Legacy is, it's all right. I wouldn't, recommend it unless you like to walk on the wild side. Take a walk on the wild side, like Little Joe or Sugar Plum Fairy. But I don't know. Charcoal perfected. That's an enigma wrapped up in a riddle hidden inside of a puzzle, really. But I got a lot more taste challenges to do, so let's see what happens. Who knows what'll happen? Well, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. All the Sazerac brands are gonna be clearly distinguished from it. Barton, Ancient Age Preferred, Albertsons, which I don't think they make anymore. 75 South, which has a snazzy new label. I don't own that one. Oh yeah, they're gonna all beat it. Easy. That'll be easy. Won't even be a challenge. Don't even watch. Regular Legacy endorsed by 7 tenths liver transplant survivors. Oh, 7 out of 10. Yeah, that's a joke, but that's probably accurate. It's probably accurate. All right. So yeah, the Sazerac challenges are going to be the same thing you just watched, but shorter because it'll be so clear cut. It's just going to be zip on through it. Be like a rote thing, like kids calling out multiplication tables. So yeah, you could save yourself a lot of time. Just forget them. Well, I mean, they'll be posted, but don't watch. And King Square, that'll be interesting because that's a very odd one. Those from Bellows. Well, Bellows is about as bizarre as it gets. It's up there. It's like on par with this thing. Then what else? Seagram 7 Crown. Well, if you want to watch punks jump up to get beat down, watch that because I really feel sorry for charcoal perfected. I mean, I almost have sympathy for it when it goes up against Seagram 7 Crown, but I've also had to eat those words before. So thanks for watching this video production.